Hello and welcome to another edition of Sandshark Bites. I'm your host, Justin Jarrett, Sports Information Director at USCB, and joined as always by James Duffy, my left-hand man. And Duffy, it's a fun time. We're in the throes of it, which means this is kind of a thrown together, scrambled episode of Sandshark Bites because we're in the middle of in-between game days, trying to squeeze it in, and things are getting hectic around here.
Yeah, but in the last week, it's really just been an amazing time getting these opening days out of the way. The level of excitement's been fantastic. The level of fans that have been coming out, and the level of play that we've seen. It's a new year. We got new teams. This is just looking great for us.
Yeah, and the competition level's about to step up as well because opening day is always fun, and it's nice to get those W's, but we've got some tough competition ahead, and it all starts on Friday, and actually with a game that you'll be able to catch right here on the County Channel, USCB Baseball taking on Southeastern this weekend, and based on what we saw in Wednesday's home opener, opening day game, it's going to be a fun team to watch. Sandsharks pounded St. Andrews 19-4 in their opener, and just about everybody everybody got in the game, and just about everybody who did something good because it was an impressive showing.
That third inning, we batted through +3. Everybody scored except one. Filling out my scorecard just a mess is trying to go into another inning and filling in all the squares from where everybody got hit or hit by a pitch or walked or an error. We really had just heads-up ball play, and that third inning was just fantastic. And really the highlight of it right in the middle where we see Alex Murphy taking the bases loaded. And
Alex Murphy with the grand slam. Several guys had a shot at it, and you just had a feeling somebody was going to hit a grand slam in that inning, and you're going through the middle of the order, and you've got a bunch of big sluggers in there, and Alex Murphy in his Sandshark debut got it done with the grand slam. He was the Bojangles player of the game, and but we could have picked any one of about 12 guys to be the Bojangles player of the game. I emptied the benches after that third inning, up 14-0. Brought in all the freshmen.
Got Cortez's out swinging the bat. It's nice to see everybody getting a shot at it.
Yeah, everybody doing a great job. 8 freshmen made their collegiate debuts yesterday, and a bunch of them got hits. 3 of them got their first collegiate hit. Mike Grunder, local Bluffton product, had a couple hits and 3 RBIs. So it was great to see not only a glimpse of how good this team's going to be this year, but to get a little bit of a look at the future of Sandshark baseball and what it's going to look like, and it looks very bright.
And these freshmen that we've got are all looking good. Plus we've got the veterans who are doing great. Tommy Estepari showing them how we do it in the Midwest. Been on base 35 games in a row.
He's from the Lou and he's proud.
Cal Davis right behind him with 25. Pretty impressive stats heading into this season. We're going to see more and more out of these guys.
Yeah, and those are 2 guys that were in the middle of the order last year, your big RBI guys on a very good offensive team. And now there are so many guys who have even more power than them that they're batting 1-2. So it's going to be a very dangerous lineup. And again, though, the level of competition goes way up on Friday and Saturday with Southeastern, a team that is always a contender in the Sun Conference, and a new coach that was in the NAIA World Series last year with Sterling, Kansas, where he and Coach Bam got acquainted with one another. So now they're going to be rivals in the Sun Conference. So it's going to be a lot of fun this weekend to see exactly what shakes out.
And the feeling too. I mean, Bam is just such a character out there as well. I mean, his chatter. It really adds an element to the game. We moved the home team dugout to the third base side.
We did.
I'm going to see how that plays out. I'm a traditionalist in my home side dugout being on first base, but it's not my team. I'm just here to support it.
Yeah, well, it's we're 1-0 over there. That's all I know.
That's right.
Actually, we're better than that because I'm pretty sure we won a couple games in the opening round in that dugout a couple years ago because St. Thomas tried to play games and make us go to that dugout, but it didn't work. So we won those 2 elimination games against them to go to the World Series. So yeah, Coach Bam is an interesting character to watch on game day for sure. He's very superstitious, ritualistic. They have a way of doing things, and very intense. And
his signals
you never want to see him talking to himself because that means somebody missed a sign or did something wrong. But
his signs though are something to witness. I mean,
Very demonstrative.
it is a complicated set of signs there, and it keeps going. You think he's got to be done with that, and he's still taking it off, putting it on here, and then back down, and up here too, and across, and it's just it's a waist-high dance for the coaches there, and it's great. It's great. It's great. I'm just loving it.
Yeah, it's good times, and a festive atmosphere at the ballpark yesterday. Great crowd, even on a Wednesday afternoon, and hopefully even better this weekend. Going to be 2 o'clock on Friday against Southeastern with Game 1, and then on Saturday we'll have a doubleheader starting at noon. So hope to see you out there for all those games. And Saturday will be a double-double, the first double-double of the year, because softball will also be at home starting at 1 o'clock against Middle Georgia. They'll have a couple more games under their belt by then. They got started last Saturday. We teased it on last week's program, but started off against Montreat, won 8-0 and 5-3, if memory serves. I know they were a little disappointed with their performance in Game 2. They felt like if they play that way, made some sloppy mistakes, that's going to bite them, especially this week when they play some tougher competition and going into conference play. But everybody in the starting lineup but one is a freshman or sophomore for both games. So Marissa Becker, the senior second baseman, the only upperclassman in the starting lineup. So you're going to have some early season jitters. You're going to have a little bit of a learning curve. But again, a great sign for what's going to be an amazing future for that program. And I think the present could be pretty special too.
Alexa Moore hitting 5 RBI over 2 games just really gave you that sense of confidence in that middle part of the lineup there too. The runners out there, they've got some quick base runners when they get on, and they're all built like knives or darts. They're just kind of slicing through that infield. It's a great looking team, but so much different from teams we've seen in the past, relying on that long ball and those big players that we've had. We just look at
we've had the power hitters over the years, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a little bit different game plan this year, and you saw that on opening day. A lot of bunting, a lot of base stealing. Already on pace to just blow by last year's stolen base total through just 2 games. So, yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a lot of fun, and the pitching staff looks really strong. Abby Pack is back after a great freshman year, and then Jordan Rooney looked really good in her collegiate debut, freshman out of Florida, out of Key West. So
2 runs, 1 earned in her.
She pitched well, and Abby tossed a 6-inning shutout, 2 hits, and was totally dominant. So that's where it all starts with softball. The pitching is going to be good, and I think the offense is going to put a lot of pressure on people. And it's just a fun group of kids. Coach H talked about it last week, that they really gelled together and they enjoy each other's company. And I think that's important in any sport, but I really think in softball there's a lot to be said for that. The camaraderie and the team function there is so important in that sport.
And our numbers are small too. It's a small team. We don't have
about 18 to 20.
Yeah, don't have that huge lineup, huge number of players that we're running around, and it's going to be great. It's going to be a great season.
Yeah, it is. Softball back in action on Friday. I believe it's a 1 o'clock start at George Gwinnett. Going to be a doubleheader there. Grizzlies are ranked 13th in the country, USCB receiving votes, so that's going to be a good opportunity to make a statement about where we stand. And then back home on Saturday at 1 o'clock against Middle Georgia. And again, 2 for the price of 1 with baseball and softball this weekend. Come on out to Hardyville on Saturday. Get there for the noon start time for baseball. Pop back and forth between baseball and softball and make a day of it. Students of any age, always free. And we'd love to see you out there to watch some baseball and softball and support the Sandsharks. And there'll be more teams to support in the near future, but those are the only ones that have fired it up. Track had the 1 meet. They're now just training like crazy, getting ready for February 25th over in Savannah for their next big meet and really their first meet to take the full team. But they've been doing some impressive stuff in practice. Coach Gaither stops by my office just about every morning when we're 2 of the first ones in, so he pops in and we talk a little bit about what's happening and the time trials. And he said people are setting PRs left and right in practice, which is not usually what happens, because usually you need that extra gear, that adrenaline on race day to set a PR, but we got people running faster times than they've ever run in practice. And so it's going to be scary to see what they can do when they get that race day adrenaline pumping.
And when we get our own facility built here.
Yes.
We get to practice everything we can right here at the house, and Again, Coach Kimball, every day out there shaking hands, pressing the flesh.
Yeah, and you
talking
can
it
help
up.
us with that. Just go on runsignup.com and search for the LK 5K, and you can sign up for the LK 5K, run it right here on campus on April 2nd, and it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be our first big kickoff fundraiser for that track and field complex, so we'd love to have you out here, have a good time. We'll get some food trucks out here, some music, and just show you what's happening here at USCB and help you be a part of it. So that's another fun thing that's coming up. And we've also got our scholarship fundraiser golf tournament coming up May 22nd at Wexford Golf Club this year on the island. So maybe you haven't been able to make it in the past because you're an islander, didn't want to come all the way out to Palmetto Bluff, but we're coming to you this time. So you can go on our website as well and find information about that. Scholarship golf tournament coming up May 22nd. Mark your calendar and hopefully get your company together for a foursome and be a supporter of the Sandshark Athletics.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, we got golf kicking off here in a couple weeks, teeing off, I suppose, not kicking off.
Yeah.
But and actually the men will be at home for their first tournament. Sort of, they're playing at Savannah Harbor on I think the 18th and 19th of February, and then their next meet after that will be the home match, the Sandshark Classic, March 6th and 7th. Women's golf has a bunch of matches close to home, so hopefully you can get out and see them, and they're going to be a really exciting team this year as well. So it's going to be a great spring season, and going to have a lot to talk about here on Sandshark Bites.
Telling you, we got loads of material. We have to go to twice a week.
Well, you're up to speed, so let's take a break and let you absorb all that information, and we'll be right back with more here on Sandshark Bites.
At the University of South Carolina, Beaufort, we offer small classes, individual attention, and an affordable education in an atmosphere that fosters diversity and achievement.
We are students.
We field 9 Sandshark sports teams that compete in the Sun Conference.
We are athletes.
We are one university with 2 campuses serving the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia.
We are the Low Country.
We are the fastest growing 4-year school in the University of South Carolina system. We are USCB.
All right, well, there's only one thing left to do here on Sandshark Bites, and it's the way we wrap up every show except for last week when we didn't have one, didn't have anyone to pick from. But that's the official Sandshark Bites Athlete of the Week, and we had a lot of competition this week. We had Alexa Moore, who had the 5 RBIs. She was the Bojangles Player of the Game for both games in the softball doubleheader. And then you had Alex Murphy with his huge game, and really just about everybody on the Sandshark baseball team had a huge opening day. But we kind of have a soft rule here that hardware trumps.
Hardware begets hardware, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And we do have one player who picked up some hardware this week, and hardware we use loosely.
Yeah,
it's
right.
a certificate.
Paperware.
But Abby Pack, Sandshark softball pitcher, was the Sun Conference Pitcher of the Week after her great performance on opening day against Montreat. She went 6 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, 2 walks, and forget how many strikeouts she had. 5, maybe?
Yeah.
Abby had a great outing, great start to her sophomore campaign, so she is the Sandshark Bites Student Athlete of the Week. So congratulations to Abby and to Team 6. They have some unfinished business this year, and so far so good. We hope they can keep it up this Friday and Saturday with tough games against Georgia Gwinnett and Middle Georgia. Congrats to Abby. Thank you to all of you for joining us here on Sandshark Bites. We'll be back to do it again next week, hopefully a little calmer and a little more prepared, but no promises. We're in the throes of spring now. So until then, keep those fins up.